And now, Death Valley Days. Howdy, folks. I'm the old ranger, and I have another interesting true story for you about the historic Death Valley country. The scene of this story is one of the famous old Spanish ranches of Southern California, Rancho Cucamonga. Its owner was a gentleman by the name of Don Tiburcio Tapia, who acquired the grant in 1839. Rancho Cucamonga became known throughout the region for its vineyards and its great adobe ranch house built like a fortress to withstand Indian attacks. But the thing it's remembered for today is the legend of the Hidden Treasure of Cucamonga. It is the year 1845. Don Tiburcio's lovely daughter Maria has just turned 17. And in honor of the occasion, friends and neighbors have been invited to Rancho Cucamonga for a whole week of festivity.
If your father puts on a celebration like this for a mere birthday, what will he do when you marry?
I am in no hurry to choose a husband, but I have my ideals, of course.
What is he like?
Oh, he is tall, but not too tall. He has dark, wavy hair and a mustache. Dances divinely. Rides magnificently.
Maria.
Your dueña.
Yes, Doña Sofia.
You should not be out, your child.
I have 2 chaperones.
You are neglecting your guests.
Well, can't Papa do the honors?
Your father is in the library with his father, Don Ramon.
Very well, I'll come in. When I do marry, I hope you, Juan, and you, Pedro, will both be at my wedding.
I trust you will not think I'm taking advantage of your hospitality, Don Tiburcio, when I ask a favor of you.
I only hope it is within my power to grant it, Don Ramon.
The tension between the United States and Mexico is mounting every day. Anything now could set up a war.
I'm afraid so. One reason I wanted to give Maria this party while it is still possible.
You'll be in a better position than the rest of us, though, in the event of hostilities.
They'll overrun my vineyards too, amigo. Confiscate my flocks and herds. But the one thing they will not get their hands on is my money. Because that I plan to dispose of in a place where neither side can find it.
That is the very favor I have to ask of you, Don Tiburcio. Will you hide my money with yours? Compared to your wealth, it is not great. But it represents all I have in the world in the way of gold and silver.
You brought it with you?
I didn't dare leave it behind. My house is not like this fortress of yours. You will take it for safekeeping.
If you're willing to trust me.
Implicitly. All the bags are branded with my initials.
R.Y.C. Ramon y Castro. I'll see that it is placed in the vault tonight, where my own treasure is kept. Until I can determine upon some even safer hiding place.
I'm deeply grateful to you, Don Tiburcio. At least now you know what one's father is worth, if you are considering him as a son-in-law.
I suppose we drink at the moment simply to our friendship and the hope of peace. Miguel.
You are up early this morning, Don Tiburcio. The rest of the house is still asleep after the baile last night.
Miguel, what I have to say to you is of the utmost secrecy.
I will cut out my tongue, Don Tiburcio.
I know I can trust you. I'm going to move all my treasure, Miguel. All my gold and silver to a new hiding place.
Out of the vault?
The vault is the first place the soldiers would look if they succeed in invading their house.
Ah, yes, yes. I have the very place no outsider could ever find in 1,000 years.
Just make sure no one is watching from the house. have decided to grow a mustache and to take dancing lessons.
Why?
Surely you can guess.
The baile for my birthday was over 3 days ago. And at the end of the week, you leave Cucamonga.
Will you miss me, Maria?
I do not know how I will be able to stand it. The house will be so empty without you.
Maria.
And the other guests.
Maria.
Maria!
I'm here, Papa, in the library.
Maria.
Papa! What is the matter, Papa? Are you ill?
My head. Such pain.
Put him on the sofa.
A touch of sun.
He's been out inspecting the vineyards all day.
Bring a basin of cool water and some linen cloths.
What's wrong?
My father.
He has had a heat stroke.
We're going for water.
There is no need. He is past all help.
Doña Sofia, he's not.
You are now mistress of all Cucamonga.
To my beloved daughter, Maria Mercedes, I bequeath everything of which I may die possessed. Rancho Cucamonga, the grant to which will be found with my other papers in the strongbox. Your father was the most methodical man, senorita. And all my treasure in gold and silver, which will be found in the chest.
Do you realize, Maria, you are now one of the wealthiest young women in Alta California?
I suppose I am. But at this moment, I feel very poor.
Whoever would have dreamed that 3 days after I entrusted all our money to him, he'd up and die.
There's nothing to get agitated about, Father. The money's still here.
But where? That's what I want to know.
Right alongside of his. Rather significant, isn't it?
Significant?
The joining of the two family fortunes.
This is no time to talk of marriage.
I think it's the very time. Maria will inherit everything, you may be sure.
I want to know the whereabouts of my money.
Don Tiburcio told you he'd put it in the vault.
Until he found a better hiding place.
He wouldn't have had time for that.
I don't wish to appear mercenary in a house of mourning. But I'm going to talk to Maria about it as soon as they come out from reading the will. It is good of you to go to all this trouble, my dear, in the midst of your grief.
We would never have pressed the matter if we were not leaving.
I understand.
There are 5 sacks altogether, marked with my initials.
Look behind the chest.
There's no chest here. The vault's empty.
Empty? How could it be?
Dios, he has moved it.
Look, you can see the marks on the floor where it was dragged.
We'll question all the servants.
Miguel is the only one that he would trust. I will send for him as soon as he comes home.
He has gone away?
He left the morning my father died for the San Gabriel mission to get some new cuttings for the vineyards.
A full week's journey.
He is due back Thursday at the latest. Meanwhile, you will remain at Cucamonga as my guests.
And do some searching ourselves.
You are at liberty to search wherever you please, Don Ramon.
None of the servants know anything. I put them through an inquisition.
Treasure's nowhere inside the house. Of that I'm convinced.
So now you are prepared to search all of Cucamonga's 10,000 acres?
If necessary, yes.
It will not be necessary, Don Ramon. Miguel will be able to give us the answer.
When? He's already a day overdue.
But you know what these peons are like. No sense of time.
He might have been delayed at the mission.
Or just lollygagging along.
Take time like this?
Miguel does not even know that my father is dead.
Why don't I ride out and meet him?
Pedro.
Well, I am doing no good here, and it might hurry things up.
I think that's an excellent idea.
I will saddle my horse at once. You will be traveling the San Bernardino road?
Yes. You are very kind, Pedro.
I would ride to the end of the earth for you, Maria.
My dear Maria, from now on you are going to be in constant danger from fortune hunters, with no father to protect you.
I have Doña Sofia.
Doña Sofia, any charmer could pull the wool over her eyes.
Why do you upset me like this, Juan? Haven't I enough troubles already?
My poor darling, it's your welfare I'm concerned about. I love you, Maria. Let me take care of you.
Juan, please.
You're too young to assume all the burdens of this place. You need a husband.
I can't talk about marriage now. I can't think about anything until we solve the mystery of the lost treasure.
And after that?
Juan, don't press me. I'm going to my room and wait till Miguel comes.
Let's hope he does, with the answer.
Miguel. Rattlesnake.
How long ago?
Got off horse. Get drink in spring.
This will help, maybe, until I can get you back to the ranch.
Can you hear me, Miguel?
See.
You've helped my father move the treasure from the vault.
Yeah.
There were some bags, too. How many?
5. Where did you hide it?
Safe place. Where nobody ever hide it.
Tell us, Miguel.
Don Tiburcio.
Don Tiburcio is dead.
Don't you understand? He's dead! Dead! Dead!
There is no need to shout, Don Ramon. He cannot hear you. Miguel is dead, too.
Adios, senorita. I wish I could thank you for a pleasant sojourn.
I am desperately sorry, Don Ramon.
Do not forget, Maria has lost a considerable fortune of her own.
Maria still has Cucamonga. With her fortune and mine are hid.
You won't reconsider.
No, Juan. I'm not planning to marry anyone.
I still say Rancho Cucamonga needs a master. Adios. Adios, Donna.
You are going too, Pedro.
If ever I can be of service to you, Maria, you know where you can reach me.
Doña Sofia.
Chiquita.
Everywhere I look, I am reminded of Papa and the dreadful things we have gone through since he died.
Oh, Chiquita.
I'm going to close the ranch house and leave the vineyards in care of tenants and move to the Pueblo of Los Angeles. remember when you told me that I was one of the richest young women in Alta California.
Yes. And you said, maybe I am. But at this moment, I feel very poor.
Well, at this moment, I am poor. We are poor. The tenant writes me that the whole North Vineyard was a complete loss this year. Black rot. The South Vineyard had something called Spanish measles.
Measles?
It would be funny if it was not tragic. No crops, no wines, no income. Just bills, bills, bills.
It is all wrong to have a great ranch like Cucamonga run by tenants.
You think I should go back there?
I think you should get married.
Doña Sofia.
I have said so all along. Cucamonga needs a master, and so do you. Juan Castro would marry you tomorrow.
Juan? With these as a dowry? Not Juan.
What about Pedro de Cordova?
Pedro. I have not received word from him since we came here.
He said if ever you should need him, you could write.
You don't think I would send for him?
No, I don't think you would.
Treasure is bound to be somewhere.
5 bags marked with our initials.
Yes.
The chest that weighs a ton.
Hardly that, if 2 men could move it.
And 2 men could do it again.
What's in your mind?
Same thing that's in yours. We'd be fools if we didn't.
We'd have to find it first.
We have plenty of time. Place to ourselves. Maria, the little fool, she will never come back to Cucamonga.
Pedro!
I came as fast as I could, Maria. Rode night and day.
I can't believe it's really you.
Must I produce credentials?
Oh, please come in.
I was never so happy in my life as when I received your letter. All these months since we said goodbye at Cucamonga, I have been longing to see you, but...
Pedro, I don't understand. This letter you talk about.
Right here, over my heart.
I did not write any letter.
But it has your signature.
Let me see it. How did she dare?
Who?
Doña Sofia, this is her fine Spanish hand.
You didn't even ask her to?
No.
Didn't want me to come?
Oh, yes, Pedro, yes, with all my heart.
Maria, Madame mia.
I should reprove you for your conduct, but I will not.
You should. Doña Sofia.
Let me be the first to congratulate you, Don Pedro.
Thank you, Doña.
Maria Chiquita.
You matchmaker.
Now I shall plan your wedding. It will take place...
At once.
As soon as the banns have been published at the Mission of San Gabriel.
I suppose you will also plan our honeymoon.
Certainly. There is only one place in the world for you to go. Cucamonga.
Another communication from Don Ramon.
Oh?
Each one in stronger language than the last.
Demands payment or he will sue. He hasn't, as the Americanos would say, a leg to stand on.
We could sue him for trespassing, digging all over the ranch.
And for housebreaking. Or they search the whole house again, according to the tenants.
But we won't.
No. In fact, I would be inclined to repay to them whatever they lost. Oh, bit by bit, of course, as Cucamonga gets back on a paying basis.
Pedro.
You think I'm crazy?
It's the kind of thing my father would have done. Oh, Pedro, you're wonderful.
They've met our demands. Agreed to pay us back the whole amount.
Peso by peso. It will take a lifetime. Make them set a definite date.
Better not press our luck. You know as well as I do, we have no valid claim.
Pedro, wake up.
Huh?
Wake up.
What is it?
That light on the wall.
I don't see any light.
You're looking right at it.
There is no light there, darling. You're dreaming.
Right here where my hand is.
Come back to bed.
The first time I saw it, I thought I was dreaming. But it has happened for several nights. Pedro, it frightens me. Could it be shining through the wall?
Darling, that wall is solid adobe. It's 4 feet thick. You know how this house is built, like a fortress.
I would like to sleep somewhere else from now on.
Give up the master bedroom? That was your father's?
If I'm going to be disturbed by these lights.
Just to prove that it is your imagination. Look. Por Dios, the wall is hollow. Bring the light closer. Yes, here it is. Don Ramon's money bags, stamped with his initials.
Miguel was one of the workers who helped build this house.
An excellent worker in adobe, all right. Sealed this wall up without a trace.
Is the chest in there?
Yes, here is the chest.
What is that paper on top? It is my father's writing. Lay not up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, for where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Let's always remember that, beloved.
That was over 100 years ago. The great ranch house of Cucamonga has long since reverted to its native clay. But the legend of its hidden treasure is still told in the town that bears its name.